Hello, my name is Lindsay, and I am the Executive Director for HSDC. We offer 5 programs: audiology, speech, interpreting services, advocacy, and education services birth to 5 years of age. Today we're going to discuss what development looks like for your children, how language acquisition works for the bilingual brain, and how we get those skills in the frontal lobe and those cognitive skills. What we'll be covering today is what is the definition of bilingualism, what research tells us, and finally, how we apply that in the home and school environment. This is how we define bilingualism. In response to our community, we've created a bilingual ASL and English deaf classroom as a vital space for our students to develop a sense of ownership, belonging, and identity. We've also created an ASL immersion classroom for hearing children who are CODAs, SODAs, or nonverbal students from ASL communication so that they can learn from teachers fluent in ASL. In the classroom, we endorse full communication accessibility, meaning we sign all day long regardless of hearing status. We communicate fully in ASL and root our learning in the English language in activities such as literacy activities, pre-writing, reading, story signing, and seeking out language-rich experiences. We employ a Reggio-Emilia inspired curriculum and let the child take the lead in their learning. So we use daily assessment of their skills and interests to push our learning forward so they can bloom. We use classroom provocations to transform the classroom into a third teacher to nourish our children. What sets us apart from other 0 to 5 programs? Here at Rosen, we believe that all learning starts with building trusting relationships. Knowing that, we proudly emphasize the whole child experience in preschool by supporting the whole family. One more cool thing about Rosen, in addition to curiosity in the classroom, is that we put an emphasis on field trips because we know that language is naturally embedded in our environment. We intentionally familiarize ourselves with our local community with frequent field trips. It helps our children attach language to concrete images through shared memories. If we're not out there exploring the city, you better believe that we're in the classroom playing all day long. We are a program that embraces play-based learning, so we're definitely going to make sure our students get to play all day on purpose. When we discuss early experiences, you need to remember that that starts in the womb. For hearing babies with hearing mothers, they are listening to those sounds all the time. And when they are born, they can actually recognize that a few hours after birth. So, what happens with our deaf children? It means that they're already behind. That's why it is critical to start early with exposure to a real natural language. Often, when we frame appropriate communication strategies as either English speech or ASL, it's better to look at both because we have to make sure we're doing what we can to make sure that our kids are successful. And how we make sure that happens is giving them access to language. You're familiar with the term motherese or parentese. That's that special kind of language that is used with our infants. It lets go of the mode, whether it be ASL or English. It's about expression to our infants. We want to think about language. When we interact with infants, we start slow, we use a lot of repetition, we use movements, and that parallels with those facial expressions that are exaggerated to help make sure that our babies are understanding language. We also know that when you have more types of language interaction, it increases the amount of babbling. And when we have less of that, it means we have less babbling, which is not good because it does predict their language, the complexity of the structure, and their progress. You can see here that it shows the more interaction, the more exposure, the more language kids are exposed to, the more it increases. And babbling decreases with the less interactions, which means less language use and even less later. Here is an example of what our classroom looks like using ASL with those multi-level learners. So in this interaction, they asked for a book, and now he is going to self-monitor and do some self-talk. And we see another younger child behind there that is reading as well. So he signed buttons. So the teacher is using attention getting techniques appropriate for deaf kids. So the teacher is asking what type of activity they want to be involved in, whether they want to do some storytelling, using a book, but then also it's story time. And now, oh, look, he's given her the orange blanket. He showed her the sign for orange and she responded. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Earth. This planet is home. We live here. The Earth has two parts, the land and the sea. We know a lot about the sea, but hold on. We'll talk more about it when you're ready to learn how to swim. In the eventide, you can see the moon rise. The stars fill the night sky. On Earth, we have people. Me, you, everyone else. A girl sings wholeheartedly, while a boy sings half-heartedly. Peacock. Are ghosts real? A baby wakes, full of mischief. A girl scrambles up the tree and delights in the view from the heights. We learn and live. Don't forget to share what you've learned with the rest of the world. Did you want to say something? Oh, hello. Hello. Letitia, we've talked about the different animals that you can choose. Letitia, do you want to choose an animal? And then we will search for your animal. Pick one, Letitia. Go ahead. Pick one. My favorite. What is your favorite? The bear. I like to ride bears. A bear? Okay, now we're going to look for the bear in the book. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Which bear do you mean? Do you mean the polar bear or the brown bear? Which bear? I'm going to write it. The brown bear. The brown bear. Where is it? Right there. See the animals? Where mine is my favorite. Well, I like a lot of animals. Yes, there are many animals. You picked a bear. Let me see. Or what about you? Can you tell me where? Or can anyone else tell me where the bear is? That's a P-A-P-A. Oh, P-A-N-D-A, a panda. Do you know a sign for panda? Well, I have seen people sign panda this way. Has anyone else seen that sign before? Panda? You know why it's signed that way? Because he has the black circles around his eye. Panda. Okay, what about Savannah or Sam? Do you have another sign for panda? Well, pandas are black and white bears. So this is how I sign it. I sign a black and white bear and then I show his eyes and his ears. What do you think, Savannah? Hmm? I just finger spell panda, although I like the sign panda around the eye. Oh, yes, I like this sign too. So there's the panda. Where's the other bear? Do you see it? Do you see the other bear? Are you there? Oh, well, let's see. How about you? Do you see the other bear? Oh, there you are. Hello, hello. Hey, where's the other bear? Good job. So that's an example of how you can transition from the home. That's an example of how you can transition from the school environment to the home school experience. So what this means is there's no evidence that shows that bilingualism causes delays. And when you mix or switch language, it's actually a sign of mastery, not confusion. And then thirdly, bilingualism does not result in smarter people, but there are certain cognitive advantages that can be later used for other things in brain development. So we know that children learn much better if there's a lot of vocabulary, more, not less, when we share more information and we ask more questions and ask for expansion, and we do less commands but give more choices, and how responsive we are in the moment. When that moment arises, those opportunities expand your brain and the kids love it. And these interactions, they engage in more playful and language and use of fingerspelled words. They love it. Thank you so much. Look at our website, hsdc.org. Bye-bye.